Hello there, folks. I just put up a new blog, and I'm sorry for those of you who like things written, who like to read, because I respect that I haven't been putting enough blogs up, but maybe that's going to change soon. And what I'd like to do is kind of read you what I wrote on the blog, and then maybe give you like my little commentary track on what I wrote. So let's get to it. The blog is called Unsubscribing. Over the past couple of days, I've deleted the news app from my phone, this phone, and unsubscribed from anything news-like that I was getting via email. I was getting some, some things I don't remember signing up for that were sort of newsy, such like. I just went through and deleted them all or unsubscribed from them all last night. I've deleted the news section from my YouTube feed as well. I don't know if you guys see that, but now it's a new feature on YouTube. Well, it's actually really easy to delete, so I got rid of it. I'm not looking at Facebook or Twitter, although I will keep posting links to new articles and videos there, so you might have found this through a link on Facebook and Twitter, and you might be inclined to leave a comment there about the video, but I'm not going to read it because I'm not reading that stuff anymore. I'm taking a public vow right here on this blog not to search for information about the pandemic. I'm hoping I will be able to keep that vow, and I'm trying to make that vow even stronger by making a video about it. It's one of the things that Buddhists do that I'm always, slightly a little dubious of or not that big of a fan of, but I think it's a real thing that makes a big difference, and that is taking public vows. Jukai is the main one that people know about, where you take a vow to uphold the 10 precepts or 16 precepts of Buddhism. And there's a lot of others, but they have significance, and if you kind of go out and say to the public you're going to do something, then it gives you more of a reason to keep doing it. So that's why I'm making this public and not just privately. The reason I'm doing this is because I've noticed that the essential information about the pandemic has remained the same for at least a month, maybe 6 weeks, maybe 2 months. Wash your hands, stay 6 feet away from each other, wear a mask, etc., all that. That's what I need to know. If anything new happens, such as the mayor or the governor making changes to what people can do, I am confident that this information will reach me. It always has so far. When there's a treatment or a vaccine or whatever, I am confident I'll hear about that without looking for it. The questions I've been searching for answers to are things like, when will this end? Is there a treatment or vaccine available? How will this affect me or the people around me? The internet and the news do not have answers to those questions, nor do random Facebook users, Twitter tweeters, YouTubers, and the like. And the people in the comments section love you guys, but I don't think you're going to have the answers either. But I'll still look at the comments on YouTube. When those answers are available, I am confident that they will reach me without my having to make any specific effort to get them. And here's the reason why. When I've stayed at Tassajara or gone to Mount Baldy for our annual sessions, which unfortunately we had to cancel our last one that was supposed to happen in last weekend, you don't get the internet. There are no cell phone signals up there. There are no TVs, no radios. Tassajara, occasionally you'd get like a week-old newspaper or a last month's issue of some magazine, but you really weren't getting current events. So you can't get your up-to-the-minute updates, like you can in the rest of the world. And yet, whenever something big has happened when I've been at those places, I've always heard about it. I was in Tassajara when Robin Williams died, and I heard about it the next day. It might have even been the same day. I even heard about the death of Janie Lane from Warrant, the lead singer from the band Warrant. She's my cherry pie. Somebody knew that I was friends in high school with the drummer of Warrant and told me about it. I can't remember if I got a phone call or whatever, but it reached me, the point is. For that matter, I learned about the death of Michael Jackson when I was walking around a Trader Joe's supermarket. People were talking about it, I didn't have to switch on the news. I switched on the news in the car afterward to see if there was anything else about it, but I already knew. There is nothing in those updates that I am constantly offered that is of any value. There is nothing there I need to know. There is only constant repetition of information I am already well aware of. It's not necessary or helpful or useful. The talking heads on the TV and the internet do not know the future any better than I do, nor do the politicians. I don't know what's going to happen next. I never did. No one ever did. In that sense, nothing has changed. But what I do know is that I have important work to do, and my own bad habit of wasting time looking at trashy and poisonous entertainment disguised as news, in scare quotes, is getting in the way of that. Rather than wasting my precious and limited time on this earth with worthless distractions, I'm dedicating myself to practice and to study. I'm dedicating myself to doing the serious work that I've been given to do. And I kind of alluded to this in my previous video. This whole pandemic mess has given me a new sort of understanding of what I am doing. And I feel that what I have been given to do with you all and with the people I practice with and with the people that read my books and whatever else influence I have, tiny as it may be, is really important stuff. And I was thinking about Dogen. Dogen died when he was 2 years younger than I am now. And he really dedicated his life to producing a body of work that has stood the test of time, that has been extremely important. I think it's much more important than anybody right now really knows. I think maybe the future will decide that what Dogen was writing 800 years ago was some of the most vital material ever produced by a human. He dedicated himself to that, and he had less time on Earth than I have already had. I was also thinking about my mom. By the time she was the age I am now, she was pretty much incapacitated and could do very little without a lot of help. I've got so much more than either of these very important people in my life ever had. I hope I live another 20 or 30 or 40 years. It's possible. But I can't be sure that's going to happen, and especially with all this stuff going around. So I'm not going to waste my time just prowling the goddamn internet looking for some little kernel of information that I haven't already seen, that I have to, trudge through a mountain of garbage to finally manage to get to. It's just a huge waste of time. The important stuff is going to make it to me. And one of the things about this blog that I just put up is that the first draft of it contained a little paragraph just deriding the news media. And I thought, well, I don't need that. I've done that enough. But I'll just mention it here because I'm totally disgusted. Here's a group of people who are facing a bad situation just like we are, who have an opportunity to either make the situation better or make it worse, and they are consistently siding on the side of making it worse. And what's really interesting to me, I haven't had a whole lot of trust in the media for a long time, so anybody who thinks that I got my distrust in the media from Donald Trump in 2016 talking about fake news, no, it went way back before that. I remember somebody catalyzed it for me. This has got to be 20 or maybe 30 years ago. It's my friend Bob Johnson, and he's another Godzilla fanatic. And he said that he was giving me a collection that he'd put together of different videos where mainstream news had done something about Godzilla or Ultraman. And along with it, he wrote a letter, and in that letter he said, every time I see anything about Godzilla on the mainstream media, they get everything wrong, which makes me really wonder how much they're getting right about the things that I don't know about, whatever is going on in the news that he didn't know about, if they can't even get it right when it comes to Godzilla. And I'd been thinking kind of along those lines too for a while, and seeing that just kind of catalyzed it for me, and I've always thought about that. When I look at the news, a lot of times when they're talking about something, I know clearly where they're getting their information and and how they're putting it and how much they know. And I realized, you don't know anything more than me. You read the same damn article I did, yet you're up there on in a TV show in a suit, repeating what you heard badly and mangling it and putting some sort of a spin on it that you think is going to generate revenue or some bullshit. And it's just, so that's my tirade. That was a lot longer than the one I cut out of the article. But that's where I feel about that. For my part, though, I want to do something real and lasting. And these videos are part of it, and the books I write are part of it, and the blogs I write are part of it. And I want to just get more deeply into that. Do more Zazen, write more articles, do more studying and research so that I can convey these things better to people who don't understand them, and really put something out there that's valuable, unlike the garbage you're seeing on the news, which is nothing. It's just nothing valuable. So there you go. Went on a little tirade at the end there, but that's fine, I guess. All of you know probably by now that I am supported by your Patreon and PayPal donations, sorry about that, and that the links are always right below the screen. And I'm starting to put these things up on Instagram, so I'll put a little thing where you can go if you want to donate on Instagram, or you can't donate on Instagram, but you can find the donation link, whatever. But as I always say, I know everybody's in financial trouble, and things have been, more or less all right for me, so don't feel bad if you can't contribute. Just, I want to thank those of you who are continuing and hanging in there. That was really great. So we will talk to you later. There are hummingbirds flying around, and I'm seeing flocks of them in the fruit trees, and that's nice. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.